Don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to another video, another time with this great documentary on Netflix called McGregor Forever. We're at episode 3 out of 4. We might be finishing by tomorrow already, which is to me nutty. There's a lot to talk about. This is a tougher. It's a good episode to watch. It just feels like the one where they have this backstory was better, but still pretty good. So let's start right away. We got a start with a tweet of retiring, so I was like, holy shit. It sounds crazy, but you never know. I'm not super versed into the Connor verse. I'm not super versed into the history. Maybe he retired and then he decided that, yo, I'm gonna go back. But it was kind of cool to see that, yo. And again, how the documentary they're talking about it is this guy has power. Him retiring means something. I could retire tomorrow. I probably don't have the money for retiring tomorrow. But if I was, nobody would give a shit. However, Connor, being the star he is, it was kind of like a big deal, right? You had a cool moment on both with the family, right? How there's a slushy machine. There's like this pool. We're seeing his daughter, which is much older, right? So it's kind of cool because at first it was the Junior who could barely talk. Now you have Junior, and they don't really say the name of the daughter, so I don't know it. But it's kind of cool that your kids are growing up and they can now have conversation with you, you know. With fam confirm he's retired. Ask how it feels. Connor, he still loves the life, right? He likes to remind himself that he loved this life, right? And Connor, it's weird because he's such an obnoxious person. He's such a loudmouth, right? And he's so loud, and then he talks all this shit. But his dream is to one day be able to have enough money for his wife, for his kids, right? We have the Van Gogh that I was talking about yesterday. We have it in this episode, and then he said, "One day I'm just gonna disappear. I won't be there anymore." Right? But for now, he's happy, right? And he loves the sport. And there's an interview where he's calling himself insanely driven, and I thought it was fitting to call yourself insanely driven because, again, a lot of people are gonna see. I don't want to compare myself because I'm nowhere near the success he is. I'm nowhere near the fame he is. I'm nowhere accomplished as much as he did. But there's people at my work where I'm working so much for YouTube. They're like, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your time. I'm like, no, bro. And some people, they call me crazy because I'm going to eat like a really small meal. They can eat fast and they can continue to work, right? I'll eat more at home for sure. But they call me, a lot of people call me crazy. Just insanely driven is something I associate with, and it's something I think it's beautifully written, beautifully said. So it means something, you know. Love this sport comes into intro number 3, right? And it's still badass for an intro to be. Most of the time, I'm gonna skip the intro, but for me to watch 3 of the same intro, 3 different days, it's kind of cool, right? Even though it's long and pointless campaign of asking for fight. So again, we're seeing in last episode at the ending, there was like, yo, there's no fight for Connor, there's no fight. He did a long campaign to say, yo, I'm willing to fight. I'm getting older, right? I'm used to having 3 fights a year. What is going on? What is going on here? And that's important to understand that. For somebody who's a again, like I said yesterday, workaholic equal work. If you're a workaholic and that doesn't have work, then I was like, it's weird. But then this episode made me realize if you don't have work here, you're gonna look elsewhere for work, and that's even worse, right? He's still training, right? Even though it's pointless to train because there's no fight. We're in June 2020 in Dublin, right? His hometown, I guess. It's still in a great spot mentally, right? Thanks to training, right? Thanks to the training, he keeps himself in a good spot. Then, like I said, he tweeted that he was going to retire. Nobody believes him because he already tweeted twice that he was going to retire, right? So Rogan is like, nah, Joe Rogan, you won't retire. He said that before. He calls it publicly. Connor is 31, right? It sucks. There's part of there's something that Connor says that really touched me. Connor, we know he's that loudmouth again. He's like he's cocky, but he tried his best to be calm, tried his best to be a good face for the sport, to say, hey, I'm gonna make effort to be a better person. Please give me a chance. to prove I'm the bigger person, because again we're seeing how Connor thinks and understands this huge role model for people, and to continue to be that role model, that you can count on, need to be in a spot for a long time, right? One of the artists, the Quebecois artist, died today. I made a video about it. And this guy was in the spotlight for so long, but he never had any bad thing that he did. Publicly, yeah, it was never like a bad person, and he was there for so long. So the fact that we lost him is kind of crazy, but still, you know, to be a good fighter for UNC, the importance of politics. You talk about a lot of politics in this sport, right? A lot of politics that goes into the who's fighting and who's not fighting. He's in his prime, right? Then he feels disrespect because he gave so much to UFC, and then UFC they give back to him, but now it's like, yo, I need more, and UFC won't give him, right? Which is a tough spot to be in. Like, I can understand UFC should be like, yo, this guy has fought how many fights, and yes, he still sell tickets, but people, they want to see new blood, which is normal. It's completely normal, right? No fight. We can see July 2020, which is a month, right? He's going to Monaco because there's low cases of COVID. So right now he's traveling the world with his wife, right? And it's kind of cute because this relationship with his wife, he's joking around, and she seems like a super chill girl, honestly. And dude, it's just nice. He said that when he had no money, she was there. So now that he has money, she deserves to be there. She supported him. She supported him when he had nothing. Now that he has something he wants to share, which is again something I relate to a lot. Relationship and how we owe her a lot. Stuck by him when he had nothing, right? And thankful she deserved the success. Love spoiling her. He loves spoiling her because again, he feels like she deserved it. Think being grateful, getting more good luck. Yeah, he's talking about how being grateful is like, it's the most powerful tool to bring more good stuff, more good luck to you, because you're grateful, and when you're grateful, you're putting in the atmosphere that whatever happens, I'm grateful for it. So being grateful for the smaller thing is letting yourself be able to enjoy those little things, and it's again super important. More good luck, cute family moment, right? Grateful rich. He's as grateful rich, and he was poor, and that's when we're seeing him on a yacht, so it's big, right? September to 2020, so we're July, August, so 2 months after. We got in Portugal. We're filming the documentary, right? And it's perfectionist. We see him re-earth, we see him get the cut, we see him in the background, seeing what it looks like. We're seeing him a lot later when he takes promo picture, and a lot later when he takes the promo picture, he's looking in the picture. It's like, okay, I like this one, right? It's reverse a 4 fight left on contract. He has 4 fights left on the contract for the UFC. Of course, he's gonna aim for Habib, but then we learn in this documentary that Habib takes he's retired, right? Because it's a failure. Failure is a lesson, so you feel like you learn from that, right? And it's amazing because Connor, he regret the lifestyle, he regret the action he took, he regret the person he was. He didn't feel like himself. He feels like, and to be fair, Connor is now a father, so he might be more mature. And of course, you can see him. People are seeing him and say, "Oh, he's doing drugs. Oh, he's alcoholic. Oh, he drinks, like he parties too much." But you don't see the behind the scene, right? And I don't think it is excuse everything he ever done, but I'm trying to see the man for what he is right now, and that's what he was yesterday. And right now, to me, he's a father, and a father deserves to be with his kid. That's what I think. We still want a fight to have a goal, right? To keep on track, because you feel like he's training so hard, but he doesn't. And also, there's a lot of time where, especially in this documentary, where he's talking about his team, and he feels like not having a fight is letting down the team, it's letting down people that are counting on him, which is sort of fair, right? Always saying ready 3 match a year. He was always having 3 match a year. He's been obsessed with training. The training is different when you have a goal versus when you have no goal. And how you feel like he has no goal, and he's still maintaining. And there's a part of maintaining his shape. It's like, yo, maybe the UFC is gonna call me if I'm good enough shape. And then you realize that no matter what the shape you are in, UFC won't call you, right? So it's tough. It's tough for me. It's tough for anybody. I'm not a fighter, but I would understand, right? There's a lot of pointless thing I do that I feel like they're pointless, but then again, like maybe that's the one thing I have to do. and you don't know if they're gonna bring you results. But if they do, they do. If they don't, well, you did it, right? Conor, he has leverage, how he's one of the face of the UFC, right? And how he has leverage. He is popular. He sells tickets, and that's why the next thing he does, which is make a charity match with Justin Poirier, which was again, and it's crazy because Poirier, Conor wouldn't take a fight for nobody wanted to fight Conor because no fight was offered to him. Conor knew he had a fucking revenge. He lost to Conor, and then Conor, it was like, yo, you want your revenge? Here's your revenge. We'll have charity work, nothing to do with the UFC. Just let me know. And Dustin's like, and I really, it's tough, dude. It's tough. Because I'm going off the script. I have a couple of notes. But it sucks because I'm seeing this relationship, this friendship, this, the chemistry between Dustin and Conor, and it's so calm and so professional. They both have respect for each other, right? And then you're seeing how it ends, the relationship, the friendship, and you're like, holy shit, bro. And of course, it's Conor's fault, 100%. So, right? Down positive begins. Conor did say zero connection to UFC, right? Which got the fact that Conor said zero connection to the UFC got them involved in like, no, dude. The UFC didn't want to have bad blood between them and Conor because they know Conor is a huge face of the UFC. He has leverage. They're like, okay, well, we'll get you the fight, but don't say you're not with the UFC. Don't make people think that we're having bad blood. The fight's in 6 weeks. Star Power watch Khabib versus Gagil. I think it's Gagil. I think I really like Justin Gagil. Gagil to me sounds like a good guy. He's always smiling. He seemed kind. He seemed like genuine. You know, I fucking love Justin, and he does a lot of podcasts. So fuck yeah. Khabib wins. Khabib 29-0, champion pound for pound. Khabib at that time he lost his father, and his father was one of the huge reason he was fighting. So he retired because of that, and it's not because Conor was indifferent. I would have liked Conor to be like, oh, I suck for your dad. But Conor's just like, I don't care. You wanted the revenge, now you're never going to have that revenge. I don't like that part of Conor, but again, people that come with flaws. That's a flaw. What can you do? Right? It's hard fundamental because he wanted to have a revenge, but, you know, if you're ready for Dustin, you have to focus on Dustin. There's a month left, right? There's a mega event, time to prove himself again. It's a rematch. It's the fact that he still has it. The fact that he's still able to win. He won against Cowboy and admitted, and he was like, "That was such a nice victory. Why don't you give me more?" So there's a chance because again they fought and he did. The problem with him and Poirier was he annihilated Poirier so much that he has to give a good performance. Otherwise, if Poirier was to win, he's like, yo, it looks bad on him, you know? If I beat someone in chess, and they beat me in chess, then maybe they learned they got better, or I got weaker, right? This is a perception. Before showcase of the last fight and Poirier getting better and better, the documentary is selling Poirier as a fighter, right? He's selling him as somebody who's improved and how much more dangerous he is now than he was before. Getting better and better. Okay, the fight 2 weeks before the fight, right? We're in Dubai. Do not be jet lag, right? Then they have to go to Fight Island 48 hours before to bubble quarantine. We remember in the last episode they were talking about Fight Island and how much it was like important to stay quarantine. Safety measure. Team is here for him. Really loyal. They're really loyal to Conor. They care about him. Like you can see a lot of his team are acting or talking in the documentary how much he cared for them. And Conor is like, yo, it's nice to see that even though he has a lot of success, a lot of people are going to come to you when you have success. They'll be like, hey, this is your friend. They're not your friend. They're not your friend. They help him with training and his weight, feel creative, right? Battle IQ on top. He feels like he has a really good grasp on the fight, right? COVID testing, cause dangerous event, right? We're 1 week away. He's feeling confident. He's ready, right? He's same as before. You remember how he won the first match? He wants to do the same thing, right? Huge yacht, right? It's cute family moments again, right? See them enjoy, right? Conor said that see them enjoy this is hard work it's worth it, right? And you gotta, this episode is how much Connor has, or how much he built himself. And you got a cute moment between him and Ariel saying, I know you spent your last of the money that you had on this bow tie. Now you're bringing a Louis Vuitton bag. And how does it feel? Because you went from zero to hero again. And Connor's like, yo, it's a really nice bag, right? It's a really nice Louis Vuitton bag, right? It's a good night. It's night and day how he was before. But he said it's hard work. He does deserve it, right? It's nice. He says, my team is here. They're eating good. They're living good thanks to me. And they've been there for a while. So the least I can do is that, right? And it is nice that he says that. He says he's a hard work and he does deserve it, which is true. He said, yeah, it's a Louis Vuitton bag, but I do deserve it, you know? And he does deserve it. Inspired. And he says, oh, that quote, it fucking broke me. He said, because people, they were saying, oh, Connor is like this fucking fancy guy. He likes to have nice things, which is true. He's like, the one that want to be inspired by what I become, or gonna be inspired. The one to be complained, they will complain, right? It's a beautiful quote. I fucking love it, right? You gotta find Island. Of course, we're gonna show the fast car. Because Island is in Dubai. It's a lot of cash, baby. You see beef with Poirier, right? In the first one, we're seeing how they were beefing up, how they were insulting each other in 2014, and how it's different now. They're more mature. Poirier is a father. Connor is a father. You see them being much more respectful. The 2014, it was ugly, bro. They were fighting a lot, right? Say first of many fight. It moved to 155 pounds. When they fought was 145. I don't know how much of a difference it is. But it's still like a 145, 10 pound out of 155. It's like it's less than 1%, but it's not that much less, right? I think it's 75.75%, 0.75. Connor beat the fuck out of Poirier, right? He took a couple of hits, and that's it. So pressure is up again. Like I said, if he lose now, doesn't improve, and he got weaker. Right, Alderson is now much better, right? Different people sign, right? There's a cute one with Junior, right? Where Connor, he signs autograph and Junior signs autograph, and he's involving his son, and it's just a cute moment, right? Promo stuff, right? Another UFC press conference. Oh yeah. There's a press conference where they reference the Van Gogh moment, right? And it's kind of cool because, like I said, I was talking about it yesterday, but basically what he says, he said, oh, Van Gogh, he drove himself crazy for this work. I'll drive myself crazy if it means that my wife has a car for each of the day of the week. My son will have something to eat, and they'll never have to worry about cash. So it's super nice, right? And then we learned that the fight is a 100 million fight, right? It's the first for Poirier because Poirier he's like a little, well, not a little fighter, but he isn't as notorious as Conor McGregor. And Conor had multiple 100 million man. He had multiple $100 million match. So for him, it's not, but for Dustin, it's a big deal. And Conor is seeing praise for Dustin. He's like, yo, I see him get better. I see him putting the hard work. I'm seeing him how he feels and how he's a different fighter. I'm so proud of him. And it does sound like Conor is grateful for, which he is. He's grateful for Dustin because Dustin, in a fashion or the other, he brought Conor a match and he brought him back to the UFC, right? And Dustin had his hot sauce, and Conor's like, yo, do you have your hot sauce? And he's promoting Dustin, so he was trying to hook up Dustin because Dustin hooked him up. So it's respect, is scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, which is totally something you should do, right? How he is important with Dustin and how we're excited for the match. Nice moment. It's a nice moment because again the two have a working relationship, but still they ask Conor what motivates you after 7 or 8 years, and he said the highlights. I had the money, I had the legacy, now it's the highlights. I want people to have a movie of my highlights, have a movie of what I accomplished. And again, it's the perfectionist and Conor that says that, right? And it's funny because he was talking about how he wanted the highlights in 2020. Now we're seeing a documentary of him, so it's kind of ironic because he did achieve not in the way he was hoping, which is again important. He wants to impress the fan. He just killed before the weight. Scott and how it's difficult. It's a game. It's a kind of weight. You're seeing the sacrifice he does. He has a supportive wife, and the way his wife looked, it was like she gained a little weight, but no, she's pregnant again because you see Connor kiss the belly. So congrats again for third kid, which is the dream of. Of course, I was talking about that dream of having a son and daughter, but 3 kids seems like it's a perfect number. It does seem like the perfect number because you're 2 people, right? And if you want to have a world where there's people, and if you have only one, then you sacrifice 2 people to have 1. You sacrifice 2 people to have 2. You're maintaining the balance, but 2 people to have 3, and you're upping these skills, right? Which is a weird mentality, a weird notion, but it's mine. It's not mine, but it's something I follow, right? Super supportive. There's a sweet moment where she's supportive and she knows him. She's been there with him. She and again, it's important to have a supportive partner. Whatever you do, wife, boyfriend, husband, who cares? It's difficult that she's pregnant with him. For him, mutual respect, right? People were questioning Connor's motive. Why is he motivated to fight with Poirier? And then they said you beat Poirier once. Is that why you chose him to do a charity event? Right? And I think it's because also that Poirier had a bit of clout now with UFC. He said he loved the fight. He loved the sport. Is the fight day interview asked him with the marketing if it isn't too much, because Conor is doing a documentary. He's marketing his shit, his whiskey. He's fighting, right? And that's a lot. Conor say it's a love of the legacy. If you don't love what you're doing, I don't know what you're doing here. You have to love it. If you don't love it enough to be willing to die for it, you don't love it, which is something I have to agree with. Again, say it's a love of the legacy. Huge wound. You can see that. You see Conor, he's limping, he got a huge wound, and then see the fight, which is the reason why he got the wound. So Dustin had a clear plan to hit one of the calf, and then his leg got really fucked, and we know how it ended the Conor career with the leg injury. So that was messed up, dude. That was really fucking messed up, disgusting too. Repeated calf kick. Dustin plan was kick. They're not protecting Conor, like, oh, he did a good job. And again, I love that loyalty to Conor. But then again, where were you when he was looking for a fight, right? Being destroyed, right? But won't give up. Footage of Conor interview as he lost. No excuses. He wants to focus on Dustin as the next match. And that's basically it. That's the episode. So again, super cool episode. Like I said, not as explosive, not as theatrical as the other one, but still a really cool episode. I love you guys. I'll see you guys really soon. Well, actually not for today. For today we're done. We're gonna go sleep it. But tomorrow I'm gonna see you guys. Love you guys. Take it easy. Peace the fuck out. Let's delete this. Okay. Cool. Nice. So 4 tomorrow.